Okay guys, we're here at Slon the Rook. I did try out doing Bjorn, but Bjorn is a little out of our reach at the moment. Right now, here's our levels. Idleby's still maxed out at 20, so he's not going to be getting any more new levels, but we recruited our third-party Helmut, the Hades Helm. He did not start with a lot of HP, but he only recently started getting level ups where he actually got like 10 HP each. So I had to level him up for quite a bit, up to level 24, just to get his HP to this. 200 seems to be a minimum that we're going to need for at least this part of the game, and probably for Bjorn. He has the identical equipment pool as the Rotten Apple, so this is the best gear he can get. Steel Fangs, Tortoiseshell, and Top Hat. He does actually have a couple spells, or rather skills, but they're not very necessary. Body Slam basically kills him to weaken somebody, and it doesn't work on bosses. Spooky Aura and Dazzle Flash. Dazzle Flash is somewhat useful, but Spooky Aura, I rarely find it useful. Sheen's gonna be kind of nice when we run into cursed enemies, but that's about it. He is also exceptionally slow at only 40 agility, but he's got okay stats. He's got a little bit better than Rotten Apple, other than the agility part. That resilience is very good. And as for Magic Marionette here, he's gotten some pretty good stats as he grew a little bit here. He's getting a little bit more strength, but his strength's not going to be up too much higher. I do think I'm going to be designating my strength seeds to him, though. He seems to be the best use for it, at least. And, Cross-Eye, as mentioned, is still the same. I just gave him Meteorite Bracer. As for items set up, Idleby's got the Flame Shield, which is the best shield they can get. Flowing Dress, arguably the best armor they can get. Thinking Cap, I think is the best helmet they can get. Might be able to get the Metal King Helm, possibly, I'm not sure. And we already had the Green Hem Whip, and I already mentioned the Meteorite Bracer. They got one Elfin Elixir and should be fine for this fight. This fight, don't worry about it too much, though. I just want to show up the general items I have. This fight doesn't matter. We already know that. For Poppet, Poppet's going to be the item switcher, Falcon Blade for neutral targets, Dragon's Banes for dragons. He can almost one-shot some of the black dragons, and does heavy damage to the metal ones. Dream Blade, if we really need someone to go to sleep, it's kind of useful still. Fairy Foil he can't equip, but uses it for defense, and Zombie's Bane for the zombie enemies we run into, and a Yiggly for just in cases. As for Helmut, Helmut's going to be in a funny position. See, Helmut is so slow that he can basically heal whatever damage he took for that round. So that's what I kind of put him to, since his attack's not that great right now. Higher levels he might actually be able to contribute to the attack, but for the most part he's just a tank and really slow support. He has some packs of punches that we won't be using this time, but I also basically designated him the slow item user, so to speak. But anyway, that's it for setup. Let's just go ahead and beat the crap out of Slon. Yes. Slon the Rook. Alright. So for this, as you can see on the upper screen here, Helmut's on Focus on Healing. This way he could heal whoever gets hurt during the fight. So, Idleby's just going to attack. For this, none of the other swords really matter, so Falcon Blade's your best. Also, I forgot to mention him with his magic ability pool here. He got Sultry Dance and Swoosh, so if you really want to, you could Sultry Dance the whole time, but that's even slower. You're better off just attacking. Our attacks are not very good, but Helmut can basically just recover them, because he can only attack once, and that's all he does. So, this fight is literally just fighting over and over. Helmut heals, and that's it. Once again, you could just stun lock him like I usually do. It's just not really worth it. So don't bother. I mean, I could have Helmut doing that instead, while these guys just whittle him down. This is the unfortunate thing where not having, like, oomph kind of sucks. And again, we could use those packs of punches, but it's just like, you don't really need to. It's just going to be a little slower. And also, the pack of punch only helps with Poppet's first hit with the Falcon Sword, too. I haven't tried packs of punching his strongest sword, which is the Dragon's Bane at the moment, and seeing if that does better damage than a Pax of Punched Falcon Sword. But that might be a possibility, like, if you really wanted to do it, but I can imagine it being that much better. But yeah, Idle Beast finally not being the best attacker, which is kind of good since they're supposed to be our healer. Helmut's going to have a fun roll. Well, might have a fun roll later. I'm not sure yet. I forget if his max level is 30 or 40 or 50. On his last level up, he learns Kazing, which is pretty damn good. You could help out with just, you know, isolated reviving. But anyway, yeah, that's it for Slon the Rook. Literally just attack, 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 and let Helmut take care of the healing. So, that's it for Slon. I'll meet you at Ladja, which I'm not looking forward to. See you there. Okay guys, we're here at the Ladja fight. This one is a little bit more involved. See, none of us are really spectacularly strong. I mean, like, Idleby is probably the closest, but they're still not, like, greatly strong. And we don't have access to sap, so I don't know if that would really actually help with Ladja, come to think of it. But in any case, yeah, we're a little underpowered for this, but we can still do this. Helmut leveled up once while we were in between traveling over to him. Anyway, here's the official item setup for everybody now. Idlebee's got Elfin Elixirs, a couple Yigglies for just in case, a Yigdu if things go really bad, but we shouldn't need to use it. The important thing is everyone here is going to have a fairy foil. You can get one for free on the way to Fairy Lay, the path to Fairy Lay. It's in the maze. And you could also get more and buy some over in the Fairy Lay's TNT board. Yeah, you have to land on the shop icon in order to get them, but these will increase your defense. We need to just use them 3 times and we'll max out our defenses. And since this Ladja does not have Disruptive Wave, well, it'll stick. So the main thing is we're going to be first using Bounce with the Zenithian Shield, and then then we're going to defense up, and then we're going to Pax a Punch, and then we're going to attack. So a lot of setup here. As for Poppet, the best weapon that he could use right now is the Falcon Blade. But he'll be using the Fairy Foil, Yigglies for emergencies, and a Pax a Punch, but we'll be counting on him to cast Bounce on Helmut, because Helmut has the lowest HP and does not have very good resistance to Kafrizzle. Poppet, however, has good resistance to Kafrizzle, and that's why we're not going to bother putting Bounce on him. So, that's the plan anyway. You'll see it in a moment. And for Helmut, Helmut's going to be Staff of Salvationing again, healing most of the time, but will also be Fairy Foiling himself up to get his defenses up and all that. Elfin Elixir is just there. It should not be needed. Zenithian Sword is also the same thing. Like, I was wondering if I could use it for this, but it really is not necessary. Now, there is a chance that someone might die if there's an unlucky time where Ladja attacks twice on the same person, especially if it double Kafrizzles when someone's bounce is down. But other than Poppet, anyway. Poppet can survive that, and Idleby should be able to survive it. So there is a chance someone might die, but generally we should be okay. Anyway, that's it. Let's jump on in against Ladja, and let's just... Shut up. It's boss time. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and get our bounces up. So, Zenithian Shield, and you are going to use Bounce on Helmut. Helmut's going to, even though he's on Focus on Healing, he will, for the first turn, usually use the Fairy Foil if no one gets seriously hurt. And I think he's going to do that. Yep, no, he healed. That's okay. Alright. Next up, I'm going to, since we're all fully healed, I'm going to take them to follow orders. You are going to Fairy Foil, you are going to Fairy Foil, and you are going to Fairy Foil. That's okay. Yeah, see, Poppet, 34 damage only. Alright, now that everyone's got one, you're going to go back to Focus on Healing for a little bit. You go back to Fairy Foil. You go to Fairy Foil too? Yes. Poppet's fine. Okay, and then this is the last Fairy Foil. I'm going to let Helmut stay on healing duty for the moment. Okay, and now we're going to switch you back off. You need to muster strength. And you need to attack, and you're going to Fairy Foil one more. We just need to get him up to his 3. But yeah, as you can see, Poppet's not... Oh, I forgot to do the Pax of Punches. That was my bad. Well, this one's not going to be very good. You go ahead and Pax of Punch yourself. And I'm going to have you go ahead and do your last fairy fall, because you should be fine. Okay. And that's it. You are going to go back to focus on healing. Alright. Go ahead and heal yourself first, because you can do that through bounce. You already fairy fold. You're just going to go ahead and attack. Did Helmut just defend instead? Oh wait, I think the bounce wore off. That's what it was. Alright, well you go ahead and Toxic Punch yourself. You cast Bounce on Idleby. Because Idleby can tank it usually, but it's still not very good. Alright, now you're going to muster strength. You are going to use Bounce on Helmut. Okay, good. He only attacked Poppet there. And everyone has pretty good resistances to breath attacks, so we're not too bad. Alright, you attack, you attack. We're basically set now. The Staff of Salvation will cover us now. Alright, you already attacked, so you gotta muster again. Muster does slightly better damage than him just plain attacking. So that's what we're going with. I just gotta keep track of when I muster and when I must bounce as well. It's kind of cool though. Poppet gets to be a somewhat supporting role here. Okay, you can muster. But yeah, as you can see, Poppet does not have very good damage. Even with the Dragon Bane, it's still not very good either. Alright, you mustered, so you can attack. Alright, Idleby needs bounce. That's okay. Alright, and Helmut needs a bounce too. Alright, since you just attacked, I think you did anyway, you use bounce on yourself, you use bounce on Helmut. That's okay. Alright, you can muster, you can attack. Poppet's mostly just doing chip damage. Technically, Poppet could also be doing the healing, but as you can see, Helmut does not have very good damage options either. Even with items, the damage option's not much better. So you guys can just keep attacking. But yeah, this one's a bit of more of a tedious fight, that's for sure. Especially having to remember to muster strength, having to use bounces, and just, ugh. The reason I don't use bounce on Poppet too, just for shits and giggles and all that, is because I'd rather him using Frizzle on Poppet, because the attack can be still a little bit rough. Poppet can at least take this. I forget if I attacked already. Yeah, alright. I had a muster. So bounce on Idleby needed. Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and muster. You can use bounce on Idleby. Bounce is going to be needed on Helmut after this. Okay. Attack, bounce on Helmut. But yeah, we're just protecting our more vulnerable people with bounce. So, I think you just attacked, I don't remember. I'm just going to have you attack anyway, because I'd rather not waste a muster. Yeah. But yeah, you can see that was 60 compared to the 120, I think it was, with muster strength. Either way, this is a kind of an interesting turtle strategy, I gotta say. Alright, you can attack. 138 versus the 60. So it's like a little bit extra. Not by much, but just a little bit. I don't know if bounce wore off. Sometimes I don't pay attention enough there. Okay, we're still good. I forget if I must... Yeah, okay, muster was up. Bounce on both is needed. Helmut is better, most needed for it. Oh wait, Helmut's just wore off. Okay, you go ahead and muster. You bounce on Helmut. I'd rather Idleby just keep mustering up. Especially because Poppet has enough MP for this. Go ahead and attack, and you bounce up Idleby. It's amazing how much Idleby generally has to do, though. Has to heal, has to attack. It's like, oh my god, you can't do anything else. I forgot if I had the muster or not there. It gets tough trying to keep track of all this. I think everyone's bounces are still up, too. But Lodge's is down. Ours is still up. That's good. Alright. And Helmut's is still up too. Good job. Go ahead and muster. Yeah, the breath attack's not that bad either. You guys can just keep attacking. How long? Has it been down this whole time or something, maybe? Or just this is just an extended amount of time? Alright, there we go. Helmut's is up now. Or down. Go ahead and bounce him. Idle Bee needs one. Go ahead and attack. But yeah, like I said, this one's the more tedious one. You'll get through it, it's just gonna take a while. I think you just attack, so go ahead and muster. Still, like, this crew is heavily defensive, it just doesn't have the oomph of attack. Or the spell, either. That's why we kind of need muster strength for this one. I normally kind of ignore muster strength, but this is the case where I really should be using it. And maybe I should have been using it before, too. Frizzle, that's okay. Alright, that was Ladja's bounce, I think? Yeah. Okay, you go muster up. I kind of wish Poppet had muster strength, so I wonder how that would work with a Falcon Sword, or if it does. I think that was Helmut's going down. And there goes Idle Bees. Very good. I don't remember if you attacked or not, so go ahead. Alright, he needs to muster. Oh, God. This is way too... This feels like it should be... It's way too much thinking needed to just get through it with these three people. Well, this is why we call it a challenge run, isn't it? Having to keep track of all this is just obnoxious. Okay, there it is, finally. Alright, we got through Ladja. Yeah, if you thought this was bad, you should have saw my attempt with, friggin' Bjorn. That's a nightmare right there. Which is who's probably going to have to be next, so I guess I'll see you there next. Okay guys, we're here at the Bjorn fight, and, well, my test run ended up being a little, I want to say lucky, I'm not sure. But it does mean, though, that we should be able to get through this okay, at least. It really depends what Bjorn feels like doing with his AI, so... Anyway, here's our people. You may notice Monsters is at level 35, which is the minimum we need him to be to recruit our last monster, the Great Fat. Which, if we beat Bjorn, that'll be who we get to go to... Well... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I do have 2 more bosses first, but soon I'll be picking him up. If we can survive, at least, for the next fights. But anyway, yeah. He's at minimum level 35, so I'll be kerplunking in the first turn. If it ends up healing something, then it doesn't matter. It's the first round and he's going down. That's the whole point. So, in any case, that's what Monster's role is. As for everybody else, okay, so Idle Bee. Got some Yig Leaves, got the Yig Do for oh shit moments, which we shouldn't need, but we might need. Fairy Foil, we're going to need it for this fight as well. Elfin Elixir, because just in case, and a Pax of Punch, because of course. And now we have Idle Bee. Idle Bee is going to start with the Dragon's Bane, but whenever Bjorn goes down in defense, that's when Falcon Blade is slightly better. Not by much, just a little bit. He has a couple Yig Leaves, of course. He has the Zenithian Sword for whenever he double buffs himself up. It's a little bit too much, to handle. And Fairy Foil for himself, an Elfin Elixir, and a Pax of Punch. As for Helmut's got his usual crappy gear here. Staff of Salvation, he will be helping heal a little bit, but he's not going to be main healer. Idle Bee is going to be pulling their weight this time. Icicle Dirk and Ionosphere for whenever they need a little bit of attack damage on Bjorn. You really probably only need Icicle Dirk, really, but I brought the Ionosphere because I wasn't sure which one was better damage. Icicle Dirk is better. Oh, sorry. Got a couple Packs of Punches just in case someone dies, so... And he has his own Fairy Foil and an Elf Elixir as well. Do I have a Yig Leaf on him? I do not. He's the most likely one to die, so that's probably why I didn't do that, but let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, so that's the general setup. Let's just jump on in, and I will meet you at the start of the fight. Alright, here we go. Alright, so first things first. Well, I should set this up on follow orders. Alright, first things first, you're going to kerplunk. You need to go ahead and Fairy Foil. You are going to cast Bounce on Idle Bee, only Idle Bee. And you... Defense or attack? You know what, pass an attack over on Poppet. That's okay. This is what Kerplunk's for. Alright. Because that way we kind of start fresh in a similar, somewhat way, anyway. Okay, you're bounced up. You're not Pax-a-Punched yet. Go ahead and start defensing up. You go ahead... You're Paxed up. Why don't you go ahead and Fairy Foil once? You Paxed, so why don't you Fairy Foil once too, and then we'll go from there. Alright, the lightning's a bit of annoyance. Okay, now we can just go ahead and let it all out. Well, actually, you should just keep doing the defense up since you're protected. You're going to attack, and let's see. For you... I'm going to switch you back to just focus on healing for now. Okay. So yeah, you're going to do that, and you're going to attack. 124 is not bad. Okay. Go ahead and... You know what? Why don't you muster strength, because I forgot to Paxa you. There we go. Very good. Yeah, that little passive healing is very helpful. 219, not bad. Alright, now he's going to start buffing. Mild inconvenience. Oh, even Helmut's joining in to help the attack. That's good. Even though I could have rather him top people off, that's fine. That's what you get for relying on the AI. Anyway, he buffed, so we're going to have muster strength on Idleby, and you're going to clear everything. Alright, he's defense down. But that also means they are too. But not as much since I had them defense up themselves. Alright, you already mustered, so you're going to attack, which will be a nice big attack. Since he's down, you're going to Falcon Blade instead. Yeah, that's 130. That's compared to, like, the 100s he was doing, so yeah. Actually, why don't I demonstrate that? Go ahead and attack. Ooh, wait a second. You're not mustered up anymore. Time to let yourself start healing a little. Let's show off what this was. It was about 130 with the Falcon Blade before. Let's see. Idleby's... Okay, at 158. Interesting. Maybe there's a damage range still, then. Alright, I'll just stick with the Dragon Bane. Good to know. Alright, you need to full heal, and you're going to just keep attacking. Poppet's going to be the main attacker, but Idleby's definitely no slouch, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Helmut's able to attack since he's sapped down. Cool. Sort of. I'm going to actually have you go ahead and Fairy Foil once just to get some of the defense back up. And there's the buff. Oh right, the bounce is down too. Shit. Go ahead and Fairy Foil, cast Bounce on Idleby. I also got a Disruptive Wave because right now he's buffed. That's okay. Go ahead and get your defense back up. I'm going to have you, Zenithian. Alright, Idleby's maxed out again. He buffed again. You know what, go back to full healing this time. You need to go ahead and Zenithian again. That's not too bad. Helmut's going to heal Poppet. That's right. Okay, why don't you... You can actually attack now. I'm going to have you... Do I want them both to? Not yet. Alright, you're going to go ahead... Yeah, you're still attacking. You go ahead and Fairy Foil 1. Then Helmut's going to have to do it next. Very good. Follow orders. Why don't you attack? Do you want to attack, actually? Shoot. How are we on health? Why don't you mid-heal him? You're going to attack, and you are going to Fairy Foil. Ah, buff up. But that's going to somewhat cancel that. Alright, you got one defense up. Why don't you go back to focusing on healing? This is going to be another tedious fight. A lot of these guys' fights are going to be tedious. I think he's, you know, has higher defense than he has lower defense, so I'm going to have you muster, and you go ahead and show off the attack just to see how it is. Oh, no, no, don't. Go ahead and fairy foil. Alright, now you absolutely have to. Not worth muster strength attacking right now. Just go ahead and make sure Helmut stays up with a mid-heal instead. You go ahead and Zenithian. Alright, that's not too bad. You just go back to regular attacking now. Idleby needs a bounce. Damn it! He does it at the right fucking time and I hate it. Oh, good. Good job, Helmut. I'm glad he does that sometimes on his own. You're going to defense. You're going to bounce on Idleby. Alright, we lowered his buff a little bit. Oh, I don't think he buffed then, actually, since Helmut attacked. Cool, now we're getting good damage out. Yeah, you do that. You're gonna full heal pop it. You're gonna attack. Alright, buff is up, but that was after defense down, so he might just be slightly ahead. I'm not sure. Why don't you just attack and you do a fairy foil to see. 66, okay, so it's bearable. Alright, I'm gonna say you go ahead and fairy foil this time. You're going to Zenithian Sword. This is already different from my test run. But yeah, you don't want to bounce everybody because then you can't full heal when you really need to. Like now. Alright. You can attack this time, pop it. Alright, not too bad. You both can just attack. Yeah, Pop It and Idleby have similar attack at the moment. Alright, you're going to have the Disruptive Wave. You full heal Helmut. You Disruptive Wave. I hope Helmut just uses their Fairy Foil. Oh, bounces fucking down again. God damn it. I always want to keep the healers safe. This is more annoying than what my test run did. He wasn't casapping as much on my test run. He was actually just kept self-buffing himself over and over for no reason. I don't know what his attack is at. His defense is at. His defense is okay right now. 112 means he's at neutral at least. If not sapped one. Why don't you attack, and this time you Fairy Foil. Helmut's going to need to Fairy Foil soon too. Here, why don't you heal and you attack? I'm trying to make sure that always someone's attacking, but that doesn't always happen. Yeah, if he double attacks, we're basically screwed. Alright, he defensed up. You do that. You're going to have to Zenithian Sword. Luckily, his AI is not always on the ball. Alright, I think his defense is down? Or neutral? Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, it was neutral. You're gonna attack, you're gonna go get a Fairy Foil on yourself. Idleby needs bounce. Okay. I think this is where we need to go ahead and put you back on follow orders. You attack, you bounce, you defense. Because he probably would have healed this round. There you go. Just get him at least a little bit. Now put him back on focus on healing. You two just attack. Alright. Not dead. Good. He obviously needs to defense up more, but I'm going to have him attack this time. Idleby's almost out, too. He defensed up, so Muster Strength and Zenithian. Pop It might die, though. Deflected, good. Right after the Zenithian, too. So that means our attack's going to be even better now. Idleby's going to do a nice heavy damage hit here. And I don't want to waste it, so just pop it, go out. Go out. 151, 370, that's so good. Who are you going to heal, Helmut? Okay. I'm going to say... Now, you keep the attack. You're going to Fairy Foil just to get your defense up a little. Just so you could hopefully survive one hit. Like that. Yeah, you full heal, you attack. And there you go. Like I said, tedious, but doable. Especially because Idleby was going to need an health and elixir right there. But that wasn't too bad, at least. Probably if you wanted to secure that a little more, maybe you'd just level up more. It's not the worst, but still, ugh. It is tough. I don't know how it's... Well, the next fight shouldn't be too bad, because that's going to be Queen Fair's. But after that, I'm not sure about King Corral. That might be a little difficult. Though, maybe not, because it's mostly his breath attack that's worrisome. And he only attacks once, and we have very good resistance to breath attack, so who knows. Oh, and a level up, too. Alright, but anyway, good for you, Helmut. Yeah, as you can see, these are the type of stats he gets up. Very good HP now, because he's getting close. Well, he had his halfway point. He maxes out at 50. Poppet maxes out at 30. Anyway, I'll see you.